So, folks, give me 5 time. The issue of Hillary's health, which is a legitimate issue. It's a legitimate issue. The woman had problems. She fell. She had a concussion. She had a blood clot by her brain. This is serious stuff. And Dr. Drew Pinsky, not too long ago, was speaking about it. And I want you to hear some of what he had to say and why he is concerned.
I just called a friend of mine, Dr. Robert Heisinger, who's an excellent internist pulmonologist, and we just dispassionately sat and evaluated the medical record that she had released. And based on the information that she has provided and her doctors have provided, we were gravely concerned, not just about her health care, not about her health, but her health care.
Why?
Well, it's hard for people to understand. Both of us concluded that if we were providing the care that she was receiving, we'd be ashamed to show up in the doctor's lounge. We'd be laughed out. She's receiving sort of 1950 level sort of care by our evaluation.
All right, so it's not only the injuries that she suffered, the conditions that she has, as you'll hear more of in a second, but the care that she's been receiving according to the doctor here. Now, this doctor's not a big conservative. I mean, there have been doctors on Fox News, and I've seen the criticism, oh, Fox News, what does that not make them doctors? I mean, this is something that everyone should be concerned about. Watch.
We took a look at her record, and here are the basic facts. She had 2 episodes of what's called deep venous thrombosis. Common problem, blood clots in the leg. She also has hypothyroidism. And she's being treated for hypothyroidism with something called Armour thyroid, which is very unconventional and something that we used to use back in the 60s. And both he and I went, that's weird. And by the way, wow, Armour thyroid sometimes has some weird side effects. Oh, well, okay.
All right, so the treatment that she's being given for her hypothyroidism, which is not an uncommon disease, but he says it's outdated, it's not used much anymore. And then there's this. So
she goes on Coumadin. That's weird because Coumadin really isn't even used anymore. Now we use Eliquis or Xarelto, things like this. Certainly the presidential candidate would get one of the newer anticoagulants. Then she falls, hits her head, and as a complication of that has something called a transverse sinus thrombosis. This is an exceedingly rare clot. I've only seen one of these in my career, which is a clot in the collecting system for the cerebral spinal fluid. And it essentially guarantees that somebody has something wrong with their coagulation system. Well, she's had 2 clots, a transverse sinus thrombosis. What's wrong with her coagulation system? Has that been evaluated?
We don't know. All we get is a letter saying, "Dear public, Hillary is in good health. Signed, Dr. So-and-so." And that's what we're supposed to go on. More.
So the very medicine the doctors are using may be causing this problem, and they're using an old-fashioned medicine to treat it. What is going on with her health care? It's bizarre. I got to tell you, maybe they have reasons, but at a distance, it looks bizarre. There ought to be some sort of standard for people that are going to lead the country or are going to be making these important decisions.
All right. So now this is perhaps the most disturbing bite of all. I want you to listen and watch.
Hillary may be fine with all of this. I mean, it's dangerous and it's concerning. But you can see, and by the way, there are 2 other things that gravely concerned us. When she hit her head, she had to wear these prism glasses when she came out.
Right.
That is brain damage, and it's affecting her balance. Now, clearly, it hasn't affected her cognition, but tell us a little more about that. That's profound. And then number 2, when they screened her for heart disease, again, they did an old-fashioned screen. It just seems like she's getting care from somebody that she met in Arkansas when she was a kid. And you got to wonder. It's not so much that her health is a grave concern. It's that the care she's getting could make it a concern.
All right. Hillary's condition, reason for concern. Dr. Drew Pinsky. Thanks for watching, everybody. JD's next.